Oh, hello. We're on Fun Frolicking Friday.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is Fun Frolicking Friday. I am Candace, and this is Karezza. We are here every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exploring many different topics around love, sex, dating, intimacy, relating, spirituality, sexuality, and what comes with enjoying all those beautiful parts of life. Um, so today we will be talking about tantric meditation. We have an event coming up on March 30th. It's a tantric meditation social Q&A, and there'll be a demo. And what's cool about the event, so when I do this event, is everybody who comes basically becomes a conscious co-creator of our experience. All the questions that you bring, whatever is alive for you, it will go into the container in creating the meditation, the journey part of the experience. Um, I lead these events, as well as my private session work, with like a no plan. So you kind of have a plan, but a part of the plan is to not plan and be open to the plan not working. Um, and really, Tantra itself and meditation is extremely vast. And it is my goal as a teacher, healer, coach, facilitator to really bring alive whatever individuals show up at that day need, not what I think that you guys need or what tantric meditation is. So every one of these, it looks entirely different. And today on Fun Frolicking Friday, we'll just be diving into what this is. What are the possibilities here? Why would you want to learn this? Why would you want to come to an event? And yeah, and I mean, if you're watching right now, feel free to type anything in here. If you have any questions, we can answer some questions now. Um, and yeah. And so, Karezza, what brings you here today?
Hi, everyone. I'm Karezza, and I work as an eco-conscious play, sex, and intimacy coach. I help people expand and bring bliss and pleasure to people's lives and spherically, not just sexually. I also help Candace, where we do pop-up play dates and events, as we will be starting our event on the 30th with our tantric meditation and social. I'm very excited to be working with Candace and to be creating events and doing the show with her. Yeah, and being vulnerable and open, honest and raw. So, yeah.
On the topic of vulnerable, honest, open, and raw, um, I am on my moon today. So if I'm appearing with a like very low energy and blobby, you got it. Sometimes when she comes, she just like it's like all systems dead. Um, it's a time
Oh,
for slowing down. It's a time for going in. And what a better time to talk about a practice that really is centered around going in and listening to our internal medicine, turning our body into like a magnificent healing tool. and creating a deeper connection to the body wisdom,
Yeah.
and the body's capacity to bring bliss to some of the most challenging elements of life. And using what most people think Tantra is all about, which is sexuality, but not just the physical element, but on an energetic level, bringing the energy of our sexuality into the rest of us, to have a fully functioning, integrated system versus disconnectedness, like when your heart's not connected to your sex, or you're in your head, you're not in your body. That's a big thing. I'm one of those people. That's why these practices are really important for me. And me and Karezza, we had a conversation prior to coming on about, meditation is so different, so many people, and our needs are so different. And you brought up how a lot of people need something active, and that may look different for everybody. For me, that's what Tantra brought for me. My head goes all over the place. I need to give my body something to do. It's like it brings me into my body, and there are a million and one ways to do that. And yeah. So the other cool thing about doing this with others, is we get to experience natural intimacy and connection. It's very rare that many of us get to experience our sexuality wearing clothing and in a sacred or a playful environment without it becoming something physical, or things energies just start going in places we really didn't want it to go. And so that's what I love about connecting with others and with our sexual energy, being able to be intimate and vulnerable and be seen without there being the pressure, the expectation of something else. And now, we're doing it virtually, so there's obviously that barrier. So it's a really sweet, safe space for us to explore being in our own bodies, and get like a taste of kind of the journey that I would guide somebody on in a private session, or different tools that I would give you for your at-home practice. Yeah. Are there any questions out there in the field right now, or comments?
Well, I got a hello from Kelly Bird. She reached out, and that's it for the moment. Yeah, and on the topic of meditation and sexual energy and what that looks like, I just think it's interesting because I think a lot of people think when they hear the term meditation, they think it's just sitting in lotus position, or doing yoga or different positionings to be in the moment and to create energy and bring the energy up. But what I see a lot of for myself, even when I was younger, because I was always into sports and dance, that I was in the moment by action, by doing things, and I didn't have to be, sitting and actually doing some specially formed meditation, step by step meditation. And I think it just brings it more into life when you can expand out of the realm of doing meditation as a practice into life and actually into sexuality, into all of life. That is a meditation in itself, where you can just be present and in the moment with yourself and with another being. Or when you're doing something active, like on a bicycle or swimming or whatever you enjoy, being out in nature, like that's really what meditation is. And you can even go into sexuality. To me, sometimes I feel that when I make love, I see it as a meditation because I'm in the moment. It doesn't mean you have to be slow. It doesn't mean you have to do certain things. It's more just about being conscious and aware, and then expanding into all realms of what that looks like. That there's not one way of doing what you want to do and achieving that.
Bringing in supreme presence, whatever it is you're doing, being mindful is like the essence of meditation. And then, when I bring in the Tantra element, that's basically saying everything is invited into my meditation. Everything I do is a meditation. How can I make this that amazing? How can I be that present during lovemaking? How can I be that present while showering? How can I be that present while doing mundane, annoying crap? How can we really, and then using our sexual energy, how can we infuse, especially the mundane or the uncomfortable, with bliss? How can we make it playful or fun? I think that's definitely like a big piece for me. I love stillness, and I think there's equal with like the journey that we'll be going on together. There'll be different parts. There'll be different times for different playing with our energy, and then there's active meditation that still involves being very still physically, but energetically and emotionally or mentally, you are being very engaged, which isn't always easy for everyone to do. And that's why sometimes, having something physical helps. Yeah. We can't ignore, it's like, I think that's the other piece of Tantra and Tantric meditation. Tantra is a way to come back into the body, and not have meditation be this far out thing we only have at this time, or only when we could focus,
Definitely. I have a comment here from Brie Dorella, and she says, sitting with your own thoughts in meditation can be very hard, but tends to get easier over time when you become more comfortable with yourself. And it's hard to be present when you have a strong, critical, negative voice in your head.
Yeah. And, it's a really beautiful, beautiful outline of the common challenge, right?
Mm.
But also opportunity, and why I love creative meditation or, tantric practices, is that we can take that voice, and if we didn't sit with ourselves, we wouldn't even have noticed that critic. So first, it's like, wow, thank you,
Mm.
or to ourselves, or even sitting long enough to recognize we have that. And then maybe take it a step further and get to know and play with that voice. What does that voice need? What, there's a whole nother like rabbit hole of, a place you can go. What I love doing, because those voices, um, they're like parts of us, that are there for a reason, that are looking for
Mm.
attention. And in our
Mm.
beautiful, brilliant, imaginative, creative mind, no matter how harshly critical and icky it may feel, we can hold space as divine grandmother, as child, as whatever it is. Um, yeah, if that critic,
Mm.
and I also think like maybe sometimes that the critic just needs to be heard too. Like, and there's no, we will shame the critic. Yeah, I think that's the first thing, we might go to. I know when I catch myself being distracted when I'm trying to meditate, I'm like, oh, that's stupid, wrong. Why are you doing that? You know? Um, Instead of like, oh, okay, hi, bye, not right now, but well,
Yeah.
I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you for visiting. Um, you know, yeah.
Yeah. It's an important aspect of ourself. I guess, it's not always, roses, flowers and roses and all things beautiful. um that there is the dark side. There is, in all aspects, there's the light and the dark, and that's what makes, everybody beautiful, as well as acknowledging both parts, both aspects. And if we see it in sexuality, we see it in BDSM, we see it in kink and fetish as well, that the beauty of these different sides of ourselves and different archetypes and different, that creates a whole entire being, and, falling in love with that being and accepting and acknowledging
The balance.
that truth. Yeah.
And um, yeah, there's somebody brought this up the other day. I can't remember how they said it, but there's definitely not enough celebration and
Yeah.
reverence and dignity, given to these parts of us that may seem dark or scary.
Hmm.
They're like, we just cast them off in the
Oh yeah.
shadows, but there's like whole systems of work around shadow medicine
Oh yeah.
and, going
Yeah.
into the darkness, because like it is a reality.
Hmm.
I was just talking with someone the other day about this, the importance of bringing our darkness into the light. The darkness can exist. You shine light on darkness, it's no longer dark. It's and but the darkness has a purpose. Um, and I feel like creating, and it's not easy to go into these places with other people. So that's why I'm so devout in Tantra and these practices, not only being something we do with other people, but with ourselves. Because when with ourselves, that's when this stuff comes up. We'll be able to like dive into it more. Yeah, it comes up with other people, but you might not let yourself really like, hey, let's go there. You know? If things sexy and the critic isn't sexy and yada yada yada. And which we can do a whole, reframing on and celebrating these parts of ourselves.
Definitely.
And I think like the critic, like if you gave the critic a clipboard and you gave him a job and gave him this cool jacket and and they felt like they have their job, maybe they get a little bit more quiet. Yeah. It's fun one.
But it is, yeah. You're right about celebrating, how do you enjoy or accept, acknowledge, celebrate that dark side of yourself. It's not something that people see as positive or sunny or cheerful. I think people, really want to just celebrate what's positive. They don't really want to celebrate, death or somber, issues or the dark side of things. It's always, when you think about celebration, you think about positivity, positive things like birth, marriage, birthdays.
The moon cycle, the moon cycle is one of the things that
just achievements, and why not celebrate that dark side of you? Enjoy it and say hello to it, because some people don't even acknowledge it. They're not even aware of it as well.
And
as
if anybody watching knows me, many of you know, I've gotten to know darkness on a multitude of levels over the last few years, going blind. So like that kind of darkness, and then facing serious depression. And it is not easy. Talking about it does. There's definitely not enough talk about our more challenging life experiences in a lot of these spiritual containers. Yeah, even just like as soon as I said out loud, my whole being shifted. I lost my whole train of thought. Everything was just like, oh my god, I can't believe I said it. It's dark and it's done. Okay, I made it. Even though I know logically it's nothing to be ashamed of. I still have this fear in the story. What will people think of me? Like, especially as a teacher and a guide and as a spiritual person, and I teach all this great good stuff. I should have it figured out, right?
Yeah.
I put all this.
Oh, one moment, please. Yep. Hopefully everybody's enjoying out there. Technical difficulties. Hopefully we can get back on. Hi.
Did I do it?
You did it. Yeah.
All right.
You're on.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Something about my depression. Yes. So, what I was saying is like, if I don't talk about it though, it's just like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the darkness is only heavy and scary when we don't shine the light on it, when we don't put it into the light. The part of me that believes whatever stories that create the depression, if I don't give that part love, if I don't pay attention, if I don't say, hey, Candace, you're so worthy and amazing, even though you don't feel dot, 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 um, recognizing is a big thing for me, unrealistic expectations. Like, great, it's so good. I have really these high great expectations of myself to be super perfect and have it all figured out and way to go. But it doesn't really do us any good because it's impossible. And yeah, leaving room for the human experience and as far-fetched as it
It's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh. Oh dear. Hopefully we can get Candace back on. Hi.
Yay! So,
Yay.
what I'm saying basically is believing in magic, believing in that no matter what it is, that there is somehow, some way, a magical possibility. Even right now, as I sit here, like I may not entirely know right now, but because of my history, um, say thankfully, I've overcome some other pretty challenging things, and was able to see the gift in it, and I was able to use Tantra, and I was able to help so many other people with Tantra heal and overcome really challenging elements of life. So you just gotta trust sometimes and hang in there. It's a journey.
Yeah. And I think just one thing to add, about meditation and how it's only seen in one direction or in one light. It's the same when we, think about our emotions and our feelings that, that if we do feel sad and angry or anxious or in doubt, that these feelings are negative, but they actually help us, and they actually help us grow and help us, expand in a positive way. So, in all of that misery and sadness or fear, you do see the light, and positivity and expansion can come from this. And I've even been in a situation when I went to a workshop and I wanted to feel my heart connected to my yoni, my sex, and I couldn't do it. I could not feel anything. And it really scared the shit out of me, because I always want to feel. I always want to feel good. I always want to feel something. Doesn't always have to be good, but I always want to feel something. And I couldn't feel anything. And now I've been through stuff, so, and I've dealt with these things, and I can feel that connection. But going back to that point, it's really interesting how that you can, even in that situation, you should celebrate it and acknowledge it and not be fearful of it. It just gives you kind of a ground. Well, yeah, well, where there might be some things there that need help, so it's not a negative thing. It just kind of helps you towards the direction that you want to go in, that you want to expand in. A bit of a teacher,
It reminds me, this morning I was doing some writing, and I found myself, usually I write a lot of I statements and a lot of affirmations. And then I changed it all into questions. How? Why? And it's like it opened up the door, relieved the pressure of the things that I wanted to change, or I'm trying to affirm things that I'm not really feeling, but I'm going to affirm it so I feel it. But to just be more real and say, how can I? Why am I not? Like, so in an example to what you just shared, I've been experiencing this off and on throughout my life. I've disconnected because of so much trauma. And, I had to go in and ask, like, hey, body, what's up? Where'd you go? What do you need? Ask ourselves these questions, ask our bodies questions, and sit and listen. And even like two-way prayer is kind of what I've heard it called. You write this down and, sit with yourself and just put the pen to paper, and the answers will flow. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Our body, but our head, it can really get in the way. And that's why I feel like finding out, what are the ways that get you in? What are your access points to your bliss, to your presence? Yeah.
Great. Well, it's about, oh, sorry.
No,
it's halftime. I didn't know if you wanted to do the body demo.
Let's do
meditation.
Yep. Okay. I was just gonna say, like, you notice I move a lot. I have to move. That's one way I stay present and keep myself here. We're gonna do a little bit of movement and dropping into our body together. And so if you're sitting, well, if you're not sitting, I would like you to sit on your tuchus and just start kind of shaking it up on the floor. Maybe kind of massaging it too, like feel all the different points. Maybe you want to move a little bit slower. I don't know, what is your body? Just take a moment to come into your sits bones, your root. Envision a fire inside your sex center. And as you shake your hips, massage your pelvic floor on the floor, you're feeding this fire. without having to actually really do or focus or think, allowing our own body to nourish our own body and feel the outside, the beautiful muscle structures of your sits bones, your hips, massaging the insides of your sex center. Noticing how each part touches one another. They all kind of move and vibrate together. Now pause and feel. Notice if there's any differences in how you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually. I know for me, my whole body is just vibrating, starting from here and penetrating out and up. And I feel like bright light all around me, like yellow, vibrant light around. How about you?
Vivacious and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just taking the time to connect to our fire, connect to our body, to connect to, yes, the entirety of the physicality, as well as the emotionality and the energetics of the beingness. And when it comes to the physicality of our sexuality, it often just gets so focused on just one little spot. But all the supporting parts around our sex center, and man, especially like your low back, the backside of your sex center holds a lot. I was talking to someone about this the other day, like that's why we have a huge low back pain issue. We got a lot of sexual issues. And I've had people come to me with serious chronic pain issues and tell me like the work that I've done with them has really helped relieve them more than a lot of other things. Like we start putting the pieces back together, like instead of there just being separate little parts, bringing it all back together so they can work together and move together. Yeah, that's what I think of as Tantra and Tantric meditation. Yeah. Goodness, I have a hair that just went down my shirt and I'm so sensitive right now. It was like tickling me a lot.
Okay, am I?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
here. You're here. You're here.
So I hope that others watching now or later were able to get a little bit of a feel of the possibilities. And whether you're watching this now or later, if you have any questions about the upcoming events or our private session work, just reach out and ask. Yeah, and during the event, so there'll be portions where we'll just be in our own experience, and then there's social portion, which still is optional. You know, you do not have to do anything you don't want to. And, you know, yeah. And one thing at the event I do ask is that everybody's camera is on, so we all feel like we are showing up at the same level in the same place and feel safe and seen together.
But it won't be recorded, correct?
No, it will not be recorded. And if you have technical issues of some sort, like you really cannot use a camera or you have something, a real big reason you can't, please reach out and let me know and we'll see if we can, you know, figure it out. And yeah. Yeah.
Great. Yay.
And I'll be doing some sound healing. So there'll be breath work, there'll be movement, there'll be dancing, there'll be sound healing, there'll be connection. And
Awesome. Yay.
yeah. And I am, it seems like the world is waking up. And so I'm hoping, and for this upcoming event on March 30th, if anyone would like to attend the event here, I am open to having like 1 to 5 people. If you're the one person that reaches out and you don't feel comfortable with other people, like, I mean, we can create a COVID container. It would be so great to have at least one other person here, and I can even demo even more with you. So you get like some free hands-on experience too, which is like awesome sauce. So get in touch with me if you're around, or you can come to Manchester, New Hampshire for March 30th if you're interested in coming to the event. It would be so cool. And then eventually, I'm hoping to just get in-person events going. Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yeah. Mm.
Yay.
Mm.
Carlos was asking about the event as well. I had yeah. So
Right now here?
yeah, he
Okay.
asked about it. Yeah.
Okay. So Carlos, if you go to Eventbrite or Facebook and you just search for Tantric Meditation, Temple of Frolic, or if you go to my Temple of Frolic page, you should be able to find it there. It's titled Tantric Meditation Social Q&A Demo. Yeah. And if you have trouble, send us a private message and I can get you the link.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be fairly easy. And there's a sliding scale donation. So you can choose wherever you're at. And if even that sliding scale isn't really in your budget at this time and you really want to come, just get in touch and we'll see if we can accommodate that. We'd love to have you and don't want that to be a barrier, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Does it feel like Sunday to you?
I don't know.
Or did that meditation just totally bliss us out?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's the weekend. It's not the week.
Yeah. I really am ready for like that Sunday vibe. I got that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I gotta get some
Really
munchies.
Yay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the weekend. I hope everybody enjoys the weekend as well out there.
It's been quiet.
I know. It is. But you know what it is? It's the first day of spring this weekend. It's the
Yeah.
equinox
Actually, it's
as
told me
well.
that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't really been
So
checking out what's going on, if there's any cool hippy dippy fire circle things, but we'll
I
see.
didn't hear anything. I have to
Yeah. I hope
check.
everyone else has a wonderful transition into spring. I heard that, but I stepped outside today and it's pretty cold. So
It is cold. Yeah,
yeah, I'm not feeling it.
I know.
Uh, it's
Yeah.
coming, and I'm
It
looking
will
forward
get
to
warmer.
it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing less clothing. And I just said
Yes.
about that. You know,
I know.
for
I'm
me,
looking forward to sweating.
I just
To
love
sweating out
I love
in the humid.
the air. I love the sensation of air on my skin. Like I
Yeah.
like feeling free. Like
Yeah.
that's for me. That's why I love being naked. It isn't because I'm looking for sexual attention. Like I genuinely just love it. It feels
Oh
good,
yeah.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The sun
Mm-hmm.
on your
Mm.
body.
So what time is
Yay.
it, love?
What is it?
What time is it?
It's 1:40.
Okay. Ah, is anyone else still out there with us? Did any of you, were you able to tap into the meditation? And I'd love to hear your experiences, what it felt like in your body, or what you witnessed or saw with our experience. And again, if you're watching this later, if you have any questions, just pop them in or send us a message.
Yeah,
Ooh, my ear just
definitely.
My
Oh,
ears are doing all sorts of weird things right now.
wow.
It's probably my cool magical headband I gotta show you guys I made.
It's
It's
so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
look at what I did. And this is Tantra. This to me is like a form of my Tantric meditation, connecting to
Yeah,
creative energy. And I took like
definitely.
old broken jewelry. This is just like a fairy, butterfly fairy, and another piece of broken bracelet, and I have yarn and I like wrapped it all around. And these are other broken earrings. Yeah,
Yay.
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Creativity.
Yeah, I get back into my creative mode, which feels great.
No, and it's just interesting at the moment. Like I feel more more creative as well, but I'm not in relationship and I'm like sexual energy is creative energy. So sometimes when we're not actually having a lot of intimacy and sex, we tap into our creative energy as well. Um, yeah, so it's always there. It's always
It is
there.
always there. I feel like it takes conscious. Yeah, and that's the thing, consciously still recognizing that we're sexual beings, even when we're
Yeah.
not engaging with someone else.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's so many things we can do with that energy. And
Oh
remember,
yeah.
we can juice ourselves up. We can be our own fire. Um,
Yes. Our own lover.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna end our show a little early today, guys. I'm gonna give us a little gong out.
Cool.
I know I am needing some extra rest. Mm. So I'm going to send this sound here out to everyone's sex center, to all of our creative energy, to the collective creative energy. Just breathe this in directly into your sex center. We're stirring up your fire. Yeah. Yay! So I hope
Yay.
everyone enjoyed this today, and I hope it created some new pathways to whatever it is you need more of in your world. And please do join us next Friday and come to meditation.
Yay. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you, thank you to all of our viewers out there.
Thank you. Oh,
Mm.
yay. See you next week.
Bye.